The Mercedes-Benz W204 C-Class, produced from 2007 to 2014, is celebrated for its blend of luxury performance engineering. At the core of this reputation lies its engine, a masterpiece of mechanical precision designed to convert fuel into motion with remarkable efficiency. Whether it's a four-cylinder V6 or the mighty V8 found in the C63 AMG, the fundamental principles of its operation remain the same. Understanding how this engine works is like learning the secret language of one of the most respected automotive platforms. It's not about magic, it's about a perfectly choreographed sequence of events, a mechanical ballet that happens thousands of times per minute, propelling the vehicle forward. This essay will demystify that process, breaking it down into simple, understandable steps. The entire operation of the W204 engine can be understood through a four-step process known as the four-stroke cycle. This cycle is the repetitive rhythm that every piston and cylinder assembly follows to generate power. The first stroke is the intake stroke. During this phase, the piston moves downward inside the cylinder. As it descends, it creates a vacuum, much like pulling back the plunger on a syringe. The intake valve opens and a precise air and fuel mixture from the fuel injectors is drawn in. The goal? Fill the combustion chamber with the perfect combustible mixture. Once the cylinder is filled, the compression stroke begins. The intake valve closes, sealing the chamber. The piston reverses and travels upward, squeezing the mixture into a much smaller space. Compression makes the mixture more volatile and potent. Think of it like compressing a spring. Squeeze more, release more energy. Compression is critical for a powerful, efficient explosion. The third and most critical stroke is the power stroke. At the top of travel, with max compression, the spark plug fires. A tiny, high-energy spark ignites the mixture, causing a rapid explosion. That explosion generates immense pressure, forcing the piston downward. This is the only stroke that actually creates power. That downward push turns the crankshaft, and that motion eventually reaches the wheels. Finally, the cylinder must be cleared. The exhaust stroke. The piston moves upward again and the exhaust valve opens. The piston pushes burnt gases out into the exhaust system. Once cleared, the exhaust valve closes and the intake valve opens to start again. This symphony happens thousands of times per minute across all cylinders, creating a continuous flow of power. To understand how the four-stroke cycle works in practice, we need to meet the key components of the W204 engine. First is the air intake system. Its job is to breathe. It pulls air from outside the car, filters out dust, filters out debris, then directs air toward the cylinders. The throttle body acts like a gatekeeper. It has a valve that opens and closes with the accelerator pedal. Press the pedal more, the valve opens wider, more air enters the engine. That signals the need for more fuel, and results in more power. Next, cylinders, pistons, crankshaft. These form the engine's core. Cylinder, a hollow, round tube in the block. Inside each cylinder moves a piston, a solid cylindrical plug that travels up and down. The piston connects to the crankshaft via a connecting rod. Crankshaft, a rotating shaft with offset lobes. When the piston is forced down during the power stroke, it pushes the connecting rod, which rotates the crankshaft. Linear up and down motion becomes rotational motion to power the car. The engine cannot run on air alone, it needs fuel. Now let's trace the path of power from the moment the driver turns the key to when the car begins to move. When the ignition is turned, the starter motor engages with the engine's flywheel. It forcefully spins the crankshaft, initiating piston movement. The engine's computer, the ECU, detects this rotation and immediately springs into action. It activates the fuel pump to send gasoline to the fuel injectors and primes the ignition system. The ECU sends a signal to the ignition coil which amplifies 12 volts into thousands of volts. This pulse travels to the spark plug, which creates a spark and ignites the compressed mixture. The explosion pushes the piston down, sending a torque impulse to the crankshaft. This gives the engine the momentum to continue running without the starter. Cylinders fire in a specific sequence, the firing order, which staggers power delivery. This creates overlapping torque pulses that result in smooth, continuous power. The flywheel further smooths these pulses. From the crankshaft, the power passes through the transmission, drive shaft and differential to turn the wheels. Every component translates tiny explosions into forward motion. The W204 engine is a dynamic breathing system, a testament to physics and engineering working in perfect, harmonious motion.